Hello and welcome to season 2, episode 17 of Rewind with Ro. I'm your host, Ro Carter, and my co-host on my right. Can't hear you, Rob.
I am having all sorts of technical difficulties. It's Rob Smith.
Sorry if you heard me coughing earlier on the intro. I'm just getting over a cold, so pardon me tonight. My voice is very I don't know what it is. It's unique. But anyway, welcome. We have some great topics for you tonight. We're gonna do a little hot topics, and we're gonna get into our show and our movie. Our show is, we're gonna finish it out in June, where we're doing every episode every week of The Idol. So the second episode, we're gonna get into that, see what Rob thinks. Then Spider-Man, Across the Spider-Verse, get into that as well. We're gonna see where Miles is taking us on his ride through Brooklyn. So anyway, I'm excited. But before we get started, how was your week, brother? How you been?
It's been a good week. I think I can probably spill the beans now. So I'm going to be on General Hospital, but I don't. I think it airs this week.
Yes.
So I think it airs this week. So I think it's fine for me to say it.
Hey, let us know. I'll post it when you let me know what time and what.
Yeah,
what
for
day.
sure.
Nice.
Show.
All right. See, doing things here. And energy, positive energy out in the world.
In the universe.
There you go. Excuse me. So anyway, there's a lot of good things happening right now. I have a lot of hot topics. Let me run through these quick. But so one, and again, Rob, you can chime in if you want. If not, I'll just keep them going. First one is Tyler Perry. Shout out to him. He has purchased BET and VH1. BET is black owned again. Welcome back. I love it. What do you think about that, Rob? Anything to add to that, or?
No, I mean, Tyler Perry is a beast. He's just like buying up all the land, opening giant studios, buying other studios. I love it. I think Tyler Perry is, as much as people have negative things to say about that man, I find nothing negative to say about him. Plus, like, his content is feel good. It may not be like the stuff that I personally run to, but it is feel good, and it's never like negative, shoot 'em up, I don't want to name other networks. It's never like putting us in a negative light, beating each other up. It's feel good. It always usually has a good message. Sometimes their hair looks terrible, but it's great content. It's great to have a black man who has a vision and who, started from the bottom. Now he's way at the top. So I love seeing people win like that. And I think it's amazing that he continues to invest in black people. And he starts a lot of young black acting careers and directing careers. He's great. I love Tyler Perry.
And I also love that he moves in silence, right? You don't hear about it until it's already done.
Yeah.
And I love that.
And I love the direction he's going now too, with like films that are a little heavier and more, I guess, I don't know what word to use where it doesn't come off as offensive. They're more elevated in their content. Like what was the film that he just came out with last year?
On the Bayou kind of
thing. Yeah, that one. We sound so terrible right now.
I mean, that was a long time ago. You got it. I mean, I don't know. It's a long time ago. But anyway, it was good. Check it out. Next thing up, Anita Baker and Babyface. They were on tour together, and they have gone their separate ways. And I guess Babyface said, "You know what? I'm going to show you how talented I am." And he decides to go on Tiny Desk and destroys Tiny Desk. I don't know. That's if you haven't seen Tiny Desk, you even know what Tiny Desk is. It's when artists go on, they literally perform this tiny kind of desk area, and it's acoustic. It's just a great jam. And he played his classics. Some I forgot. I was like, oh, that was him. Like Fall Out Boy, what he did. Madonna. I was like, oh, that's you. So it was a beautiful, and his backup singers were amazing. The one.
First of all, we cannot call them backup singers, okay?
Listen,
It was Shantae Moore.
They're professionals. Tank and what's
and Avery Wilson.
You look like Avery Wilson, by the way. I thought when I saw Avery Wilson singing, I was like, "Is that Rob?"
Oh, okay.
All right, a little bit.
He's taller than me, so
yeah, I'm saying the look is like.
And the film is a Jazz Man's Blues.
There you go. Got it. Jazz Man's Blues. So anyway, and Anita Baker is now being tortured by his fans for kicking him off. So we'll see. Hopefully that levels out. I love positive energy with Black folks, so hopefully that works his way out. I would love Babyface to go on his own tour. He can do that, and have those amazing singers that he had on the Tiny Desk kind of be the stars that open up for him. So anyway, moving right.
Listen, I love Auntie Anita. I love Babyface, and Babyface is never going to be a person to go on these streets and talk shit. Like, that's just not Babyface.
He was a gentleman. He's
too classy. He is too classy. It's above him. He's not going to do it. But I don't know who downloaded that app on Anita Baker's cell phone and allowed that woman to be out here tweeting without somebody supervising. Like, take her phone, like, because it's getting a little out of control. Yeah. I love her music, but I don't love her tweets. She need to calm down.
You give me joy. Anyway, playing words, people, playing words. Moving right along, Jack Harlow got a little hate this week, and I brought this up because Rob's a big fan of Jack Harlow. Jack Harlow was caught wearing a bonnet at a game. I want to ask you, Rob, is that okay? So I thought about this. I really thought deep about this because not a lot of men wear bonnets. It's more the females that wear bonnets. So I don't know. I felt kind of weird, but then I read the comments. I was like, okay. I was like, so if you were getting braids or if you had a do-rag on, then I'm like, come on, brother, what are we doing? But the bonnet, I don't know. So you tell me, what do you think?
I think we need to calm down with the idea of like cultural appropriation with with a bonnet. Like, calm down. It's a bonnet. Like, so really, and first, like, come on, a bonnet is really because you want to preserve moisture in your hair. You want to keep the style fresh. You don't want to put something cotton or dry that's going to suck moisture out of your hair. He may want to be in the same place, or he might just want to do it because he think it matches his outfit. Let the man wear a bonnet. Are we claiming bonnets now? Like, that's what bonnets? Yeah, box braids, maybe. Dookie braids, maybe. Like, okay, yeah. Y'all don't want Kim Kardashian acting like she made that up, but a bonnet? Y'all mad because he put on a bonnet? Calm down.
I love Rob. Jack Harlow, through and through. He loves that man. Respect. Moving right along, last week was the Tony Awards, and someone went viral. Samuel Jackson, everybody knows Samuel Jackson. He's been in classes like Pulp Fiction, killing Marvel, right? He has his own Marvel movie coming out. Ooh, see if we can get an interview for that. But he's got his own Marvel show coming out on Disney, I think at the end of this month. And so he was at the Tony Awards. He was nominated. He lost. And then they panned to him and he made a face. And now it's a new meme. It went viral and stuff like that. So I'm waiting for it to come up in my phone that I can use it. So I have a picture of it and I use the picture now. But Samuel Jackson went viral for losing the Tony Awards. It was one of those, what are you going to do? But anyway.
I need to look this up because I haven't seen this Sam Jackson Tony meme.
Really?
No, I haven't seen it. I guess I'm not hip to the.
This guy is always late to the show. Always late to the.
I'm late to the show. I'm not hip to Oh, okay. I see it. So
you see it? I'll show everybody on who's watching. There you go.
Well,
Anyway.
Is it for the piano lesson?
Yeah.
He'll get it. He'll get it next time.
That's all right. Moving right along. Last but not least, Bill Murray and Khalees are an item. Is this true, ladies and gentlemen? I mean,
do we have an allegedly button?
Someone said on her someone put in the comments, a girl I gotta know, and she was on the beach, and she was like, "Well, I'm not even gonna discuss it," and so she didn't deny it.
Cause my girl Khalees don't need to talk about her business. She on tour. She living her best life. Let that woman live. If she out here on the beach with Bill Murray, that's what she doing. But I doubt she is. Like, let that woman live.
Listen, when you go to Bill Murray, that means you done with all the shenanigans and just crap. That means
she out here making raw recipes. Living on her farm, touring with her music, living her best life, and they gonna worry about it. Please, I ain't worried about it. I love me some Khalees. Leave Khalees alone.
Shout out to Bill though, if it's true.
Khalees is that girl.
Buckets. All right. That is Hot Topics, everyone. Moving right along. Rob, what do you want to do? Do you want to do the Spider-Verse, or do you want to go into Deep Dark episode 2 of The Idol?
I mean, we're doing The Idol every week. Do you want to do it first or last every week?
I mean, I like to mix it up depending on what the topic is.
Mix it up. Well, listen, Spider-Man or The Idol. Let's start with Spider-Man.
Positive energy. That's what we're doing. Anyway, so Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse just came out last week. Huge. We're following. This is a sequel to Spider-Verse. We're following before Miles Morales. He's half Latino, half African-American kid in Brooklyn. So I love the original, had all the energy of Brooklyn. The soundtrack was amazing. This soundtrack is also good as well. But after reuniting with Gwen Stacy, who played the Ghost Spider in the first one, Brooklyn's full-time friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is catapulted across the multiverse, where he encounters a team of spider people charged with protecting its very existence. However, when the heroes clash on how to handle a new threat, Miles finds himself pitted against the other spiders, and which forces him to redefine what it means to be a hero and also to save the people he loves and trusts. So what did you think of the sequel? Was it overdone? Was it what you wanted? Tell me what you think.
Okay. I don't know if it was my getting older brain.
Hold on one second. Did you love the first one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're coming in here. We're coming to the theater with positive energy. You saw the first, you're like, okay, I'm excited about the second one. All right, continue.
Yes, I love the first one. And I could feel the energy in the theater because it was obviously a lot of like comic book fans in the audience. These are people who are truly invested in this storyline. And I love the idea of the multiverse and us getting to see, spider people of all different genders and races. And because, depending on what Earth or what dimension they're in, they're, Spider-Man. So I enjoyed that aspect of it. And I also enjoy the aspect of like not knowing what that's going to come with, because it can be like a family man or a pregnant woman. So I do love like the variety of that. But for me, my brain was so overwhelmed because you know how each universe has a different
Spider-Man
texture or feel to it. It could be like very like us, like very flat, like three-dimensional, or it can be like pixelated, or it can be a toy, or it can be kind of murky. Like the visual of it can be so dramatically different. My brain was really having a hard time focusing and registering. So I think this is one of those experiences where I'm gonna have to go back and watch it again, or I may have to wait till this on like streaming, so it's not such a massive experience, because I'm telling you, I was overloaded and I really wanted to enjoy it, but it was a lot to digest, especially in the first 15 minutes. I like the storyline. I like that we have the two, love interests who's Miles Morales and Gwen. We have them like with mirror stories. I do like that. So we see them both like with struggling identity circumstances with their families and trying to find themselves, and the difficulty of self-identifying as Spider-Man to their family because they're worried about the reaction of it, So we see these mirror stories, and they both are encountered with this universe where they are both encountered with this space where there's a multitude of Spider-Mans who kind of work as a collective to keep everyone safe. So I thought that was interesting. I like the direction the story's going, but it really was hard for my brain to digest it.
Yeah, because it's in that 3D visual, like paint wash kind of thing flow. And so it is a lot. I think just because I'm older, I have an hour and a half. That movie's like 220. And another 30 minutes of that, I fell asleep somewhere in the middle. So I agree with you. I would love to see. No, I still thought it was good. And I think if you're a big Spider-Man like fan, you'll see every Spider-Man you've ever thought of, imagined of. it's on the screen there, and so everybody gets a little couple of like minutes in the movie. If you look at the cast, oh my God, Issa Rae did an amazing job, I thought, as a pregnant Spider-Woman, which is an interesting spin on that. Um, Oscar Isaac, Spider-Man 2000. That was another kind of spin. So really great acting in here. The cast, I mean, anybody could think of they threw in this movie all at once. I don't know if that's too much, right, compared to the first one. I love the first one because you never saw something like this before, right?
Yeah.
It was so original on screen. So I was like, you don't have to overdo it. And now once, like, oh my God, it was one of those movies that did well, and people didn't learn about it until it hit DVD or it hit, sorry, DVD. We don't do DVD. But until it hit streaming, right? So we didn't learn about it until it hit streaming. I didn't know about it until it's streaming. I didn't know about the movie there, but it blew up in streaming.
Yeah.
So that was huge. So I was like, oh my God. So people that were going in locked in to see this, I was like, just keep it the same way. And that kind of sucks when it reminds me of Black Panther, right? The first one. And then the second one, you try to come in the same way. It's just harder to duplicate those things. Sometimes just keep it simple, what makes it a lot easier. I do love the storyline, though, in terms of, it's hard when you're a superhero or just someone like that can understand what you're going through, right? It's like being a superstar, right? Or when we go into the Idol next, it's like very few people can understand what it feels like to be a celebrity or someone who saves people's lives. And so once you meet somebody, right, and they live in another multi-universe, it's like, how can I find them again? So who can I talk to about what's going on? And also, I'm a kid hitting puberty, right? So my hormones, everything's kind of going all over the place. I'm bigger now. I'm still considered a kid, even though I look like a young man.
Yeah.
So all those kind of things, it's kind of hard to kind of deal with. And then also that family dynamic, his dad's a cop. That's always going to be about his uncle died at his hands. So all those things are kind of just, going through his head. And he's just trying to find out, where can I find my safe space where I can just be happy and content, but also do my job. And people don't look at me as someone who's just like having a good time. So I love that they kind of dealt with that difficult conversation. I would definitely recommend it taking with your kids because there's a lot of things as adults. It's fun. There's a lot of fun things too, because the other Peter Parker, he has a kid now. So there's a lot of little things. Like I said, the comedy aspect is still there.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could have took a half an hour off the film and I would have been fine with it. But not to give it away, there may be more to this film.
Oh, there's definitely going to. I don't think that's a spoiler to say that it
to be continued. It's going to be in this film.
Yeah, there's a continuation, so there will be a third portion to this this series. But yeah, I also liked the dynamic of, which I guess would be a spoiler, so I don't know if I should give away the fact that he is in, I guess, the wrong.
I mean, we could tune it up. I mean, listen, Miles tries to save his family members, and in order to do this, he has to go back into his dimension. And when he tries to do that, he goes into the wrong one, which leads to a whole nother situation.
Right. So yeah, it's I do like that, and he in each dimension he's dealing with the loss of a different person, and the struggle of trying to figure out how to deal with that circumstance. So I do think they built the story in a really clever way. I really enjoyed it. But again, the watercolors and then the mixture of like all the other things was a lot for my getting older brain.
There's three movies in this, right? The one when he goes to the wrong dimension, Gwen Stacy starts it, and then his story. So I was like, you could have done like three separate, right? I just kind of feel like it was just so much to handle, right? I was like, you guys can handle. I'm like, no, shoot, but my attention span, let alone staying awake in a movie. Listen, if you're gonna give me a movie longer than 2 hours, I need like 2 previews. That's it.
Yeah, and I can't lie, Ro. I fell asleep too, and it's not. It's not.
It's old people. We're old people. I'm sorry.
Not because the movie wasn't good. It was good. It's just it was a lot on my brain color-wise, and then it was long. But it was a great storyline, and I kept dozing out, and I was like, "Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm still here." So yes, it's a lot. So prepare yourself. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes. It is very long.
Have like 3 Red Bulls before you go.
And prepare yourself for the constantly changing, massive amounts of colors and I don't even know different styles of animation that they use to tell the mention
I
because they're
thought
all
it was like 3D at some point. I was like, is this 3D? Because my
yeah.
brain was like,
So it's a lot to digest. So prepare
yes.
yourself, but do go see it because it is a good film.
Yes. Okay. What are you gonna give it, Rob?
Do I have to score it?
We're not gonna score. We're not gonna score. All right.
Okay,
Rob,
I will score.
score.
I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10
Rob gives it an 8. All right. All right.
because the storyline is good.
Yeah, storyline's great. I just think it's too long. So
It's a bit. It was a bit long and convoluted, and it was kind of hard to follow with all of the different animation styles. But it's a cleverly done film.
did you have kids in your theater, or is it more adults?
No, it was all adults.
Okay, because it'd be interesting to see if the kids would stay awake for it. I kind of feel like this was an adult film. It wasn't, it's really at this point they're like, forget the kids. This is for the true fans. So again, if you are a Spider-Man fan and you have all the different comic books that follow all the different Spider-Man, you're gonna get your money's worth in that. At least I will say that. But again, like I said, it's just a little too long for me at this point in my life. So, all right. Moving right along, I'll give it an 8 as well. I will give it an 8 as well. Moving right along, The Idol episode 2. Just when you think this show can't get any crazy, it just like I want to give hugs out. It's just so many things going on. So anyway, getting right into it. After clashing with her team over her album's first single, Jocelyn pushed herself to the limit on the set of her new music video, while Nikki sees potential in backup dancer Diane. Tedros introduces Jocelyn and Leah to Isaac and Chloe. So we have some new characters being introduced. We see her team kind of literally saying, hey, this is it, or we're going to move on. And Jocelyn's being pushed to the next level. Excuse me. Sorry. Sorry, everybody, getting over a cold. I went into this meaning like, can we get a break? Like, is it too much? Are we going over the top? Are we just going to hit pound, 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 and then we'll see a silver lining? But I need a little break. I need a little bit. I need like some oxygen because she's getting it from both sides, right? It's like everybody's just trying to get something out of her and push her to her limits, and there's no one that she can really confide to. Even Tedros, we're kind of seeing the dark side of him. And, now everything we thought he was, a sleazy guy, we're seeing that he really is a sleazy guy. So tell me what you thought about this episode, and then we'll break it down into little parts.
Honestly, I'm a little nervous now. So the first episode for me was so juicy and so good. The writing was phenomenal. The visual, the acting was phenomenal. That was better. Your mic, I guess, was picking me up. So I guess this episode, I'm a little nervous. They crammed so much into it, and I don't know where it's going, and not in a good way. But I do feel like the way that they left it open-ended, there's some murder coming, so it's going to turn into like a thriller now. I don't know what's going to happen, but I am still invested. It's kind of how I was when I started watching that other show that you wanted to talk about, with all of the FBI agents.
Yeah.
So
class of 2000.
Yeah, that one. The second episode, I was like, I don't know where this is going to go. I hope this goes in a good direction. And now I've continued to watch the show, and I actually
still watch it. Yeah, I still watch it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. So I'm going to give this one another week. But because the first episode was so insanely perfect, I trust that they're going to go in the right direction. But this episode worried me because it's a lot jammed into one, and it's a little bit aggressive. I don't know where it's going.
Yeah. So Nikki is one of the handlers played by Jane Addams, and she really like grabs the reins on her and says, Jocelyn, listen, we need to do this scene. We need to shoot this scene. We need the music. You start to show up where Jocelyn says, hey, I know you guys did the single, but I want to have a meeting because I added something to it. I actually like the new song that she came up with better.
Me too.
Yeah. And so she had her own mix, and Nikki loses her mind, and she's like, no, you know how much money we put into this? Everything's performing. We have you doing the video tomorrow. Everything's set. And so Jocelyn's like just feels defeated when she tries to look to Tedros as someone to a voice of reasoning or just someone to hear her. He's not there. He's not available. And so you see that relationship kind of play out throughout this episode. Excuse me. As a viewer, they kind of pitch you against like, hey, do I want to go with her team? The lesser of two evils, right? Do I go with the industry destroying her one way or another? Or do I go with Tedros trying to suck everything out of her? We find out later that he owes some money and stuff like that. So it's like, what do you do, right? It's like, the business side of it, or do you have someone, hey, I might help her with her music, but I want something for myself. And I think everybody wants something for themselves, but maybe the industry has the best interest at the end because they're like, hey, listen, we want to make you be successful. I understand you want to go this way, but let us do this for you first and then see what happens, get you back to normal, and then go from there. What do you think about that? Or whose side you on?
I don't know yet because I feel like I still hear echo. So I don't know yet. I think I don't know if she's playing everybody and she's smarter than we think, or if she's like really this poor sap who really needs guidance, because there's a multitude of things that came out, right? So one, we see a bulk of this episode is the video set where they're filming the actual video for the song. And we see her vulnerability and her weakness and her desire to like achieve perfection and make everyone else around her happy, and be in her happiness is derived from everyone else seeing her as perfect, and literally dancing until her feet bleed and she can't stand up anymore. And then like really the reality of her pushing everyone all day and then not being right. And then when they finally get it right, it didn't even record the tape is messed up. So it was like seeing that moment and like really seeing her vulnerability and her weakness, and seeing everyone around her pushing her to a point where she's physically damaged and mentally damaged and no one really being that concerned. That was interesting to me. So I get what you're saying, because I am enjoying this roller coaster of we don't know who the villain is, but the villain could be the people who are obviously choices to be the villain, which is like Jane Addams. Is that her name on the show? Yeah. Jane, who is like her manager, who's like who badgers her when she hears the new song, who pushes her to her limit when she's dancing and performing on set for the video, but then pulls Jenny to the side and is like, maybe we can make you a star because you dance better than her. So we see the villain in her. It's like the outright villain. But then we also have Hank. Is it Hank?
Hank Azaria, played by Shane?
No, which guy plays is the really nice guy who's actually paying half her mortgage. And we find that out.
That's Chain. Chain, played by Hank Azaria. Yeah.
Yeah. So we see that come out, like, so he's paying half her mortgage. Like, what is his role in this? Because he seems like the really sweet guy who's like has her back and who wants to be there for her and take care of her. So I just don't know who to trust. And I clearly do not trust Tedros. I do not trust Tedros, but I feel like they're setting us up not to trust Tedros, who we find out now is managing all of these people who are around him. He's a manager himself. So he might actually be the better choice for her to manage her, because he's actually pulling the best out of her as an artist and is like pushing her to be her most authentic self. But of course, in the end, he's going to want something from it. And then he also is bringing all these shady characters around, because clearly he has a sexual relationship with the other girl who he brings around, and he brings around the other guy to like infiltrate her relationship with her best friend and assistant. So we see all these people manipulating her, but I'm wondering if she's outsmarting everyone by playing the victim.
No. The girl is clueless. The girl is clueless. What are you talking about? Clueless. Has no idea. Emotional wreck. Okay. Perfectionist, emotional wreck.
I think we might revisit that.
No. I'll send you anything. I really will. Whatever you want, Rob. I got it. Seriously, there's no way.
Okay.
There's no way. To add on to what you're saying, listen. Anybody that offers you cocaine, not a good friend. Just say. When you know I'm gonna bring the best to you. Hey, you want to try some cocaine? Yeah. No. Ever tell you that story Who was it? Who's the guy who got AIDS? 2.5 Men. The show 2.5 Men. Charlie Sheen.
Oh, Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen was hanging out with what's his name from Guns N' Roses. You ever hear this story?
No.
Slash. So Slash is hanging out with Charlie Sheen, Guns N' Roses. It's before he got AIDS and everything. And Slash literally looks over to him and goes, "Bro, you need to chill out." Now, when Slash is telling you you have a problem, right? So my point of me bringing that up is, it's like, people know when that's not going to help you be the best person you're going to be. Some of the best music was made on drugs, right? But when you see an artist spiraling down, that's not going to help them at all. If he was more like, "Hey, I want to help you, but this way," but to put her into another, she's like, "I never tried that." I was like, "Really?" Because you're a hot mess. But then I forgot, oh, her hot mess is really emotional based, but you can work on that.
But see, because we're living in the world of TV fantasy,
yeah,
I feel like there's something slick going on. I think she's smarter than she's letting on.
What are you talking about, Rob?
I just don't.
People come to her house. She doesn't even know. They're trying on her things and stuff, Rob. What are you talking about?
And she clearly saw that, and she did not respond.
See that she's busy playing with her stuff in the middle. Oh, come on,
she didn't
Rob.
respond at all to this random woman wearing one of her gowns and playing her piano. She didn't respond at all. She had no response. No response is a response to me. I think she's playing the fool.
She is a fool.
I don't know what she has to gain out of this. I don't know what her financial situation is. I don't know what anything
is like on it's a flaming ship, just planes going down.
She allowed herself to take that photo in episode 1. I think she knows more of what's going on than she's letting on. I think she might have even been the one that leaked the photo.
You know what? I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot. Rob got a part now. He's been reading these crazy scripts. And that's his brain. When you get on the soap operas, they do crazy stuff like that. So that's, what, Rob? I'll let you go. Because maybe you're right. Because now you've seen some scripts now. You're like, you know what? They might just do it just to piss people off. You know what, Rob? You're right. You're right. In real, if this was actually real, though, I would say you're absolutely wrong.
I think she licked the photo. I think she knew Tedros was at the club that night, and that's why she chose to go there and wanted to go out that night. I think she knew he was there.
She didn't even know who he was. Do you remember in the beginning scene, she had no clue who the guy was?
I think that was a game.
What are you talking about?
I'm calling it now. On the last episode, Ro, you're going to eat these words, and we're going to come back to this moment.
Listen, please record this. Whatever you want to do, take a picture. There's no way.
She knew the photo, and she knew who Tedros was, and she handpicked that club because she knew he'd be there.
That would mean we're famous on another level, and someone's just doing that just to spite me, because there's no way that's in the script. There's no way.
Watch.
Anyway, moving right along. It's interesting, right? Because that second episode, like you said earlier, right? They set the tone, and it sucks when you get that second episode. You're like, come on. That now I understand why shows do 2 episodes now. Now I would have done 2 episodes, so you're okay, right? Because it's too much now to be like, oh, what do I do now? I guess I gotta watch the third. I don't know if I want to. I still like the show. The cast is great. We're seeing it get a little deeper. I just wish it wasn't as dark. And I would love to see her kind of the person who's doing the interviews. Where are they from again? Is that what magazine?
This is Vanity Fair. Is it Vanity Fair?
Yeah. So I'm still waiting for that because that's been going on, right? 2 episodes now with the Vanity Fair. So when is that going to come out? So, and I think that's another one that's going to be a nosedive again, right? I don't see her recovering from what's been going on. So again, Rob, I just see like dark. Like there's no.
It's all part of her game.
And then you got Nikki trying to recruit another girl. Like this girl has no shot. It's a wrap. Jocelyn is a wrap. I wish her the best. You just go on a vacation. Just go enjoy your life.
You think so?
Yeah, man. It's just there's too many negative things in her life, and she doesn't even know who she is. Nikki hit it on the head. She's like, how much money have we wasted? Like she's like, I told you that you should take some time off. You said, no, I'm a trooper. I'm going to do it. And what do we wind up doing? Canceling the tour, refunding all those tickets when I told you in advance. So her own team is already frustrated. Shout out to the sister on there in her Gucci outfit, Divine Joy Randolph. She killed it. She plays Destiny. She's talking to Jocelyn on the side outside. Like, girl, they're all trying to hate on you right now. You got to do this. You can do this. You got this. And that's when she killed the number, but they couldn't record it. But she had this Gucci like onesie on. I was like, okay, bro. She looked good. She looked good. So shout out to her. I mean, like I said, they have a great cast, and it just I hope the industry isn't that dark. Yes, Rob. That's yeah. See, that's the same look that I'm looking at you about you believing in Jocelyn.
I hope you're not living on that hope.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, in 2023, you would think with all the things we have to do nowadays, and there's just so many outlets that it's not as dark as like that anymore. So I'm probably wrong, but you just need some positive energy. So hopefully she runs into some young person that it's a fan of hers, and she feels that love for her music again, and she gets back into it. Because I think that's the only way she's going to come out of this on a positive note. That's my 2 cents.
Well, I think somebody's about to get murdered. So,
yeah. All right.
It's you don't think it's going down that dark path?
Well, again, if she keeps on letting strangers in her house, it's bound to. I've never seen somebody say, "Hey, come on in, everybody go."
Tedros is about to try and snatch her right from under Nikki, and Nikki is not going to have it.
So at the end of the show, Tedros says maybe it's time to get new management. And so, do you think Jocelyn is at the point where one guy can change her into just, versus people she's known her whole musical career?
That's why I think, in my twisted mind, that she sought Tedros out and she was trying to get that new sound because she's tired of this. She doesn't like the direction her team is taking her, and she clearly has no control. So the only way she can control her destiny right now is to spiral out of control and seem and appear to have lost it. And even when she does that, when she tries to come back and say, "Hey, I have an idea," her ideas get ripped down by her team. So I think she's trying to find an outlet. She's trying to find a way to escape the contract and the circumstance she's caught in. So that's why I think, in my brain, Jocelyn is smarter than we think.
I think she's definitely capable of doing things, but I just think she's on a spiral where there's just no. Even her friend is being, I almost use the terminology. Her friend's getting her back blown out. So she's not even focused to help her out. There's no one there to be like your voice of reason anymore, and when you're getting this cloudy vision of like the drugs, the alcohol, she's very sexualized human being, which there's nothing wrong with that, but using that for positive energy, I don't see her doing that, right? It's her way of escaping. So I think she should actually be seeing somebody and talking about what she's actually dealing with. You still haven't seen her talk about her mom's death yet.
Yeah,
right?
No, she hasn't.
That's a big thing I think we're missing is like what happened to her mom. Not even knowing. And Nikki was so gangster. She's like, people die all the time. My mom's dead. Move on. Let's go. And I was like, damn.
Yeah, Nikki's a monster.
I was like, damn. Everybody was like, oh, girl, damn. Don't you have a heart?
Remember episode 1 where she's like, oh, I remember the good old days when we would get banged out in the stairwell at the record label. And he's like, that was me banging you out. Like, oh, yeah.
Oh, the good old days. Oh, the good old days. Anyway, all right. Anything you want to add, Rob?
No, I'm enjoying it. I am. Honestly, this second episode, I was like, it was a little shell shock. I was like, I don't know where this is going. But now that I have my theory, I'm excited and I'm back on board. You really think my idea is crazy? Okay.
That's crazy.
Let's put some money on it.
So what, Robert? Seriously, nothing to lose here. What you drink? What are you drinking nowadays? Can you buy my name on it? Little gift wrap, all that good stuff. No way.
Perfect.
You're literally reading General Hospital. You're like, oh yeah, look at this. Look at this. All right. Well, anyway, like I said, we're gonna finish out the month of June, then take a break for the summer. but we'll finish out. So we have 2 more episodes left of The Idol, and hopefully we'll see if what Rob says comes true or not. If not, if it does come to the last episode, we will come in the summer and we will go live. We'll go live just for that. So again, check out Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Please, again, drink a Red Bull. And if you haven't still checked out the Idol episode 2 or Idol at all, it's on HBO every Sunday night at 9. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry. Hopefully my voice will be back to normal next week. Anything big planned this weekend for Father's Day? Shout out again. I didn't do it for Mother's Day. Sorry about that. Happy Mother's Day, but happy Father's Day to all the dads out there that are positive. Oh, don't forget to ask your dad if you guys would, if they knew that you could see the reflection through the frame.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Don't
forget No.
Anything for this weekend? No, my father's in Chicago, so I'll shoot him a phone call. And then, my siblings, my brothers and my sister are, we're all in different cities. So no big celebration here because I'm not a father.
Not yet. Big Skype call. That's what it's called.
All yes, right. Exactly.
Everybody be safe out there. Again, tune in next week, Thursday nights, 9:30-ish. That's what you say on there now.
9:30-ish.
Thank you again, everybody. Have a good night.
Peace.